Okay. At this time, I'd like to call the City of Taft Planning Commission to order. We have a special meeting agenda today, Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. We're meeting in the City Hall Council Chambers at 209 East Kern Street, Taft, California, 93268. Pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order number N-29-20, Taft Planning Commission meetings will be held in the following manner. 1. In order to protect our constituents, city officials, city staff, all public meetings until further notice will be held closed to the public. Planning Commission meetings will be live streamed in real time on our YouTube channel by searching for City of Taft City Clerk on your YouTube or at this link, https://www.youtube.com/user/City of Taft. Item 2, public comments for Planning Commission meetings will be accepted in the following manner. Public comments will be accepted up until 3 p.m. the day of the meeting. Written comments may be dropped off in the drop box in front of City Hall. Comments may be emailed to the City Clerk at ymayfield@cityoftaft.org. Made by phone to the City Clerk's office at 661-763-1221. The comments received will be read into the record. Item 3. Should a member of the public prefer to speak during the live portion of the meetings, shall contact City Clerk prior to the time listed above and provide a contact phone number, be available during the meeting times of 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., will be contacted at the phone number provided and placed on speaker to address the Commission during the meeting time. At this time, we are called to order. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Jerry?
Pledge, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please bow your heads for the invocation? Father in heaven, we come before you and the constituents of our community to conduct the business of our community in a way that you see fitting. We ask your blessings upon what we do, guide us, direct us, and thank you for keeping each and every one of us safe. Watch over our state, our county, and our city, our country also. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Roll call.
Chairman Warren?
Here.
Vice Chair Livingston?
Here.
Commissioner Banner?
Here.
Commissioner Latham?
Here.
And Commissioner Miller?
Here.
Item 1 for our agenda today is citizens' request public comments. This is the time and the place for the general public to address the Commission on matters within its jurisdiction. State law prohibits the Commission from addressing any issue not previously included on the agenda. Commission may receive comment and set the matter for a subsequent meeting. Please limit comments to 5 minutes. As this is a closed meeting, we have none of those items. Okay, thank you. Item number 2 is a public hearing for a conditional use permit number 2019-23. Mr. Staples, you have information for us.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Warren. The item before you, as you mentioned, is conditional use permit number 2019-23. The applicant, Apex Energy Solutions LLC, is proposing the development of an up to 8 megawatt alternating current crystalline solar photovoltaic energy generation facility, power conversion system, and battery energy storage system on 58.25 acres in the northeast portion of the city of Taft. The project site consists of an irregular shaped parcel generally bound by Airport Road on the west, East Ash Street to the north, and Gas Company Road to the east. The site is surrounded by vacant land to the north, east, and west. Southwest of the site is the city's wastewater treatment plant and animal shelter. The Black Gold Industrial Park is immediately to the south, with the West Side Mosquito and Vector Control District and Southern California Gas Company having their regional yards located to the southeast of the site across Gas Company Road. Parcel number 220-240-26 is the main site, which is 53.24 acres, zoned industrial and would be developed with the solar project. In addition to the solar modules that would be mounted on fixed tilt, ground mounted racking, or single axis trackers, the site would be developed with battery storage system containers, electrical inverters, associated transformers, power poles, an access road, and perimeter fencing. Parcel number 220-300-14, which is about 5 acres, is zoned general commercial and is an accessory parcel that would be used as a staging and parking area during construction. However, no permanently occupied structures would be developed on this parcel. The PV modules would be arranged in arrays spaced approximately 14 to 15 feet apart to maximize performance and to allow access for panel cleaning and maintenance. The groupings of arrays will be separated by a 20-foot wide interior roads and a 20-foot wide perimeter road along all the edges of the project site. 6-foot high security fence will be installed around the perimeter of the project site with 2 access points. It is anticipated the project will have an electrical output of 8 megawatts, which can be sold to an electrical utility purchaser or another power purchaser under a long-term contract, power purchase agreement, or via the California Independent System Operator wholesale electricity markets. The project is expected to be constructed in up to 4 phases, with each phase constructed in an approximately 14-month period. The facility is anticipated to operate for a period of up to 30 years, and after that 30-year project service life, the project would be decommissioned and the project site returned to its pre-project condition. The applicant submitted their application and plans on November 26th of last year. The project assistance team meeting was held on December 19th of 2019, attended by the Building, Planning, and Public Works Departments to review the project submittal. Correction letters were sent to the applicant on January 9th and February 26th of 2020 for needed revisions to the provided project description by the applicant and the project plans. The final submittal was received on March 11th, 2020, which resulted in the application being deemed complete. Below on page 3 of your staff report is a table that details how the proposed project complies with the General Commercial and Industrial Zone District Development Standards. Regarding CEQA, the City of Taft reviewed the project and prepared an initial study in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act. The mitigated negative declaration represents the city's independent judgment and analysis. The draft study was circulated for review and comment by interested agencies, organizations, and persons for 30 days in accordance with Section 21091 of the state guidelines. The 30-day public review period to solicit comments on the draft study was from June 18th, 2020 and ended on July 20th, 2020. The proposed project will not have a significant effect on the environment with the implementation of mitigation measures. The City of Taft received 3 letters from public agencies on the proposed project. The letters are included in your staff report, and they're from the California Geologic Energy Management Division, which is the former DOGGR, which is the oil and gas agency of the state, Kern County Fire Department, and PG&E. It did not include comments that were substantive or related to the CEQA analysis. Further, the items discussed in those letters are either covered by the mitigation measures listed in the CEQA document and or covered by the project's conditions of approval. With that concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions you may have. And on the Zoom calls you see on the screens, you heard the voice before the meeting. Jamie Nagel and her project team with Z Global are available for questions as well. And then as you see up there, Bob Prosy and C. Heil. C is Cameron. They are the 2 consultants that put together the CEQA document that you have in your staff report as well. So if you have questions about the traffic study, air quality, anything like that, those questions could be answered by Bob or Cameron. With that, I'll take any questions you may have.
Very good, thank you. Commission members, do you have questions for Mr. Staples?
I'm just curious who, last time I looked at Westside Economic Development, it was run by Bob Hampton and Charlie Beard, neither of whom I'm assuming they're still involved.
Yeah, it's a joint property ownership that the 2 Bobs and Charlie own, so.
Bob Colson is still involved in that, and then the
Yeah.
families of the other two are still involved.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still the three groups
And
essentially.
they're going to maintain ownership of the land apparently?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to maintain ownership, then the mic needs to be pointed in the direction I'm talking. Sorry. So they'll maintain ownership?
I believe
at this
so,
point?
but when we have questions for the applicant, you can get into
Okay.
typical
I'm just curious
lifespan of a
if-
property and any times that they either just lease or own the property.
Right, and that's the only question I had for you. I have,
Well, right now, I don't believe there's any purchasing of the land going on. It is leasing from Westside Economic Development.
Anyone else? Susan?
I have no questions.
Shannon?
No, I'm okay.
No. Bob? Okay. I think you asked a question that would be on my mind, which is retention of ownership, and we'll find out. Okay?
And if there's no other questions, we can open the public hearing and
Okay,
then
at this-
hear from Jamie.
Okay, at this time, the the public hearing and the public opportunity to speak is open.
All right, Jamie and team, you're unmuted, so if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share about the project.
Hi there. So this is Jamie Nagel with Z Global representing Apex Energy Solutions. First off, thank you, commissioners and staff, for holding this meeting. We appreciate your time. We are I think really Mark covered the project well. I think I just want to extend a note that everyone in your city staff has been fantastic to work with, and we are really excited about putting something in your community and moving forward with helping bring renewable generation into this area.
Yeah, I have a question. Just it crossed my mind, given both the heat and the potential loss of power here. If I understand it correctly, you're supplying your own power for AC, for your battery storage?
Jamie, were you able to hear the question?
No, we're struggling to hear the audio a little bit on our end, Mark. Do you mind repeating that?
Sure.
Okay.
Commissioner Livingston was asking about, due to the, rolling blackouts and other potential power outages, you're having AC units in the containers that will have the battery storage?
And are they supplying their own power?
And like self-powered or generator-powered in some way?
Yeah, I'm actually going to flip this to Brian because this is something that we've been discussing amongst our technical team. And I believe that we've, again, Brian can address the specifics, but I believe we've actually oversized the batteries a little bit such that they can self-power the container unit. But Brian, I'll turn it to you.
No, that is absolutely correct. And to the extent there was a power outage on the distribution circuit we're connected to, those batteries have been sized such that they can keep the HVAC systems running in the battery containers for really up to 4 hours, which is a typical, a little bit longer than a typical distribution outage.
Mark, is this the similar or same company that did the project on 119 recently completed?
Yes, Jamie, I believe we had this conversation during the review. Your group worked on that project between Dustin and Valley Acres?
Correct. We actually have a completed project at 27845 Highway 119, and then a little bit over to the east, which I don't know if you can see it easily from the road. There's actually another one about 2 parcels behind Mr. Bob Rios' property, right out in the Dustin Acres area. And we actually have a third project, which is the second phase of the one along Highway 119 that we will be commencing construction on, probably sometime around Q1 2021.
How big is that one that's on 119, the property, that first phase?
So the first phase is 3 megawatts AC, and that one is complete solar. So there is no battery component on that one, simply because at that time, there were no solicitations looking for battery energy storage. And I believe the second phase will also be just solar, and it should be a total of 6 megawatts AC.
And this one is 8, correct? Is that for all 4 phases of this project is 8?
Total, yes.
Okay.
Each of the phases will require 14 months potentially.
Yes, and I had a conversation with Jamie on this as well. Jamie, can you explain the 14 months and how the phases could easily overlap, so it's not 14 plus 14 and all that?
Exactly, and with those, when we talk about the 14 months, we're talking not just the time for construction and bringing in trucks. What we're actually including in there is the timeline associated with some of those protocol special status species surveys, and that includes everything from getting the surveys done, and some of them can require multiple surveys over a 6 to 9 month period. So that's part of the reason we include that, and then of course some of that work would be done concurrently. For example, we could be putting in piers on one side of on one phase, the support posts, while we then install racking and modules on those posts for a phase that may have gone a little bit previously. And while I realize that, you know, the CEQA analysis included the potential phases potentially overlapping, it's currently looking right now like we're going to be building all of them in one continuous build. It could change, but I think at this point it's pretty unlikely, and we're looking at doing just a solid build and doing everything at once to try and maximize economies of scale and try to reduce the timeline and disturbance of any of the neighboring property owners in that area.
As part of this project, were they required to talk to any of the people that are in that particular area on Black Gold Court about the potential traffic issues that could arise from the delivery?
Well, during both the environmental review phase and then also the noticing for this project, they were noticed both rounds. So they received a notice back in June when the review period began. I didn't receive any comments from that group in that area. The only phone call I did receive regarding the project more specifically is the property owner who owns the land south of the cemetery across Cedar, because they're just within the 300 feet across Airport Road from this project. And he was curious about it because his property has a drainage feature that cuts from west of the cemetery and cuts southeast through his, but then it stays far west of this site. And he was curious if this project had the similar drainage issue as he did, and they don't. But I did mention to him, and it's in the report, there is a small drainage feature at the far southeast corner of this project next to Huddleston Crane, where there's a little drainage culvert under the road that spans Gas Company Road from the hills to the east, and whatever, a little bit of water when we happen to get rain here will hit there and go under the road and behind Huddleston Crane. So that was his only concern there. Though I did get a call yesterday or Monday, Virgie Beard was interested in listening in, so she may be on the YouTube watching. But I didn't get a sense that there was going to necessarily be any comments necessarily for or against the project.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious because I know that they use that same road coming in and out and I know that there's a crane company which uses it as well, so I didn't know if there'd be any issues with either in any of those buildings over there.
There's the short term, which is mentioned in the study, that during the construction phase, that's going to be pretty much the lone traffic impact is during that period where they are constructing the project, and that's where that 5-acre triangular piece you see on the site plan comes into play. They get stage trucks, material, all that there, and they'll be utilizing Airport Road, and it's not overly significant. There'll be some new buzz and movement out there beyond what's typical of Black Gold Court and other properties out there, but it's not significant environmentally.
Okay, thank you.
Give me a little help. Was that our public hearing has already been done, closed, and we're finished?
Well, you've opened it.
And we've
just
had-
want to keep it open if there's any more questions.
We have no one online or,
No, I received no other requests to speak, so there's no public comments.
do you have any comments, Mr. Lycum?
I do not, thank you.
Nor do I. Susan?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right, then I will close the public hearing and move us to item 4, which is a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, would you like me to read that or you, Mark?
Whoever's gonna make the motion, so we'll just entertain a motion from one of the commissioners. Did I miss someone making a motion? Okay.
We're entertaining a motion. Someone would like to make it?
I'll make it.
Thank you.
Motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Taft Approving Conditional Use Permit Number 2019-23 for the development of an up to 8 megawatt alternating current crystalline solar photovoltaic energy generation facility, power conversion system, and battery energy storage system on 2 parcels totaling 58.25 acres located in the industrial and general commercial zone districts east of Airport Road, south of East Ash Street, and west of Gas Company Road."
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Latham,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Banner,
Yes.
Vice Chair Livingston,
Yes.
and Chairman Orr.
Yes. It carries on a 5-0. We're on to, does anyone from the concerned party have any comments for us? Jamie or Bob or was it
Cameron?
Cameron?
No comment other than thanks for having us and appreciate the work you do.
Great, we look forward to seeing your progress.
All right, thank you, Jamie, Annika, Brian, Bob, and Cameron. I'll follow up with everybody later this week to wrap up the project.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate all the time and the approval of the project, and we're excited to get started on this.
Good.
Great.
We look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, that concludes item 2. We're on to item 3. Mr. Staples, the planning director report?
I'll have no report for this meeting.
Okay. All right, that takes care of item 3. Item 4, we don't have an attorney present, and he didn't need to phone in, so we will not hear from Mr. Epperson. And that leads us to item 5, commissioner comments. Shall we start with you, Susan?
I have nothing at this time.
Okay. Jerry?
Nope.
Shannon?
I would just like to say, people are asking about what's happening next to Fast Trip, so it's been kind of interesting to see people's comments to realize that there's movement and there's something else going on, and I anticipate that that will continue as we hopefully get started on the Jack in the Box project and the grocery outlet starts to get some development, and so it's just kind of exciting that people are actually not only taking notice, but they're kind of celebrating that there's still stuff going on, and it's really great for us, so.
What's the rumor mill thinking that it is, or do they know?
People were just asking, and then of course they're tagging some of the Josh, or they're tagging some of the city council going, what's going on? And I heard it's this, and so people are just, now that there's actually some movement, even though the project was approved several months ago, people are expressing interest, and then once they hear what it is, they're like, oh, great, so.
So that's the O'Reilly Auto Parts
Right.
store project. They kept moving before the pandemic came on and got their permit a couple months ago. The 7-Eleven project that you recently approved is in plan check. The Jack in the Box is in plan check. And grocery outlet is already speeding ahead, even though you only approved it 2 weeks ago. So
Good.
you'll see one or all 3 buildings soon as well, hopefully.
Yeah,
Good.
so I was just pleased that it was positive responses that were being, because you never know how people are going to respond and react to things, and it's, we've got some great movement here, so it's
Yes.
nice.
Oh, I have
Mr. Leckman?
none. I'm good.
Well, it's great to see the projects proceeding. It's great to see commerce in action and the freedom to develop the plan that you own and take your shot. Praise the Lord, it's happening. All right, that's the end of my comment. We're on to identifying Mr. Livingston,
Is the non-attendance.
okay? And I guess you still can't go.
Right.
Okay, well, You're there in spirit.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes the meeting. We're ready for adjournment.
Before we adjourn, the two of you, you're still making tomorrow's Economic Development Committee meeting? All right. Just wanted to confirm that. Thank
Okay,
you.
do you know who you are?
You're one
Got
of
the
them.
thumbs up.
All right, very good. So a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? It carries on a 5-0. Thank you.